Well, welcome back, YouTubers. If you're new here, my name is Bias Monroe, and I've been living in this van for 3 years. Today it's pretty windy outside. Maybe you can hear, or maybe you can't. You'll hear it throughout the video, I'm sure. It's a little windy outside today, so can't do any outside activities. Actually, I had to take the tent down outside because it was blowing away a little bit in this wind. It's like 30 to 40 mile per hour wind today. So today we're just hanging out here inside the van. We're gonna do a little cooking segment called Cooking with a Fat Guy in a Van today, and we're gonna make something I've never made before. And I want to kind of challenge myself today doing this. So it's something I've never done. It's something I just thought up and figured it'd be cool to make in the van here. And I'm just using the stuff that I have in the van here, and that's how I came up with these cheeseburger puff things that I'm about to make. So I just thought of it last night, so I think we'll just give it a shot here today. Louie in the van gave me this Italian herb bread mix right here. This is something that he got from the discount store and Quartzsite there in Tyson Wells. I guess they had a lot of these things because he gave me this and he gave me another thing to make pizza dough too. So this is Italian herb bread. So we're just gonna make the bread right now, and then we're gonna actually make the bacon cheeseburger stuff later, because we do have some bacon, I'm pretty sure, in the freezer up here. So we're just gonna make some bacon cheeseburger puffs here in the van. So let's get started making the bread real quick. Alright, so as in normal van life, everything is more difficult in van life, just because you don't have room for everything that you need to cook with in van life. So I don't actually have any mixing bowls really. So for this mixing bowl, for this bread here that we're gonna make, we're just gonna use this stew pot that I have to mix it up in, and then we'll just throw the lid on there and let it rise, because this thing says after you mix and everything that it's gonna have to rise for 2 hours. So we're just gonna go ahead and mix this in here right now, and then let it sit for 2 hours. And to save on the cleanup here, I'm gonna use these gloves here, just because that's gonna be a little easier to manage, and washing your hands and things like that a little less messy. So we're gonna use those. So the ingredients wants a cup of warm water, and they want it at a certain temperature. So I'm going to use my tea kettle here to warm up the water a little bit, and we'll get it around 115 degrees, 120 degrees that they wanted it, and then we'll use that. So we'll let that warm up a little bit, and then we'll continue on with making the bread. So while that guy's warming up over there, we're gonna just get some of this stuff ready to roll over here. And this is pretty simple. It says just combine the Italian herb bread mix and water, cover and let it rise for 2 hours. And then we're going to do whatever we're going to do with it. Get that in there, and as you can see, it is definitely herby, and it smells like it's got some good seasoning in there too. So probably going to be some good bread. So that should be warmed up enough. We're not trying to boil it or anything like that. So I'm going to pour a little bit in here. And it's a little bit more than 120 right now, I would say. It's a little steamy right now, so we're gonna let it sit for a few minutes. I don't want to put too hot of water in there because I don't want to kill the yeast. So I just want it to be, you know, between 100 and 120 degrees. So that's probably a little more. I do have a meat thermometer here. I don't know if you can see that. The lowest temperature is 120, so we'll see what this says. Yeah, it's definitely higher than 120. Just past 130. So yeah, we're gonna give that a few minutes, let it calm down a little bit, and then we'll check it again here in about 5 minutes. All right, so let's give it a shot here and see what it says. Mix the water around a little bit. I can see it going up. Almost to the 120. It's about 118, I would say. 118. So that's good enough. And the whole point of that is we just want to we want to make sure the yeast is activated and we're not like killing the yeast. So we're gonna go ahead and put 1 cup in there. That's half a cup. There's another half. That makes the 1 cup. So I'm gonna glove up here and we're just gonna mix it with our hand. We're just mixing it all around in there. Smells pretty good. I'm flinging it everywhere. All the flour off the bottom. The stuff from the bottom in there. And you can see we got a good dough ball forming there. Just mixing it around, folding it in upon itself. There was a little bit that flew out over there. And I'm just turning it, mixing it. You can see all those herbs in there. It smells amazing, really. So we're just going to form it into a ball here. And we're going to stick it in the middle of the pan. And we're going to put the lid on it. And we're going to start a 2-hour timer. So I got the 2-hour timer started here. So we're just going to let that go. It's just chilling over here on the stove, as you can see. So we're going to give it about 2 hours. We're going to grab all our meat out of the freezer here and start thawing that out in this 2 hours here. And yeah, we're gonna cook some bacon cheeseburger puffs for the first time. So yeah, I'll catch back up in a couple hours when that dough's done and we can get to cooking. All right, so it's been about an hour and 20 minutes or so, you can see here. So I got about 40 minutes left for that bread to rise. So I got the meat all thawed out here, and we're gonna go ahead and prepare that and cook that on the stove over here and get that ready to go in. So let's do it. So we got the dough in here. It's rising pretty good. Looks pretty decent there. Still got about 40 minutes before we're gonna do anything with that. But we're gonna cut up some bacon here. We cut up the bacon here. We're gonna use about half of it and save the other half for something different. But basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this up into small chunks and cook it, and then add the burger to it and cook the burger as well together, instead of putting like traditional slices of bacon on. We're just gonna do it this way. I think it'll make the roundness that I'm gonna go for making these, because I'm gonna make them kind of like a pierogi. I think that's what you call them, little meat stuffed things. I don't make them like that kind of, but they're gonna be little cheeseburgers, like little stuffed cheeseburgers, little cheeseburger puffs. Break this all up real fine. And we're gonna light the pan and cook it. Throw it into the pan over here. And I'm going to have to turn the fan on here because it's going to get hot in here if I don't. So, sorry for the fan noise. Break it up a little bit. So we're going to let this get a little bit cooked. We're going to cook it about halfway, and then we're going to throw the hamburger meat in on top of it. The bacon is looking pretty good. Getting there. So for this, I'm just using what I have in the van, and normally, you know, some other things that would be good in this obviously would be some onions, maybe some green peppers even, stuff like that, but I'm just using what I have in the van. This is like a struggle meal, you know. I'm just using what's on hand and coming up with something that's different to try. So, but this will do good enough. So what you want to do when you're cooking this stuff up beforehand, I mean, there's a lot of grease in this pan, so obviously after the beef cooks, I'm gonna have to strain the juice off. But so basically you want to cook whatever you're cooking first until basically it's done enough for you in that aspect, because basically it's just going to stop cooking once I add the hamburger in there. It's going to stop cooking as well. So, but that's good enough for me. So I'm going to actually turn the heat down a fair bit. And then this is just some tube burger. I usually buy the big tube. So I did strain the grease into the cup there so we could not have a greasy mess in here, because that's not conducive to cooking any kind of burger, any kind of meat or anything like that. So you got that crap out of there, because we're gonna make new grease with the burger we got in there, I'm sure. Well, that's going. We're gonna add some garlic salt. Get it to come out. Garlic salt. Some onion powder. Fresh cracked black pepper. And some salt. I know this is weird, but we're also going to add a little bit of A1 into this, just for some flavor. I like the taste of A1. This will make it real burgery. We're going to give it a shot. Adding that steak sauce in there was a great idea. Oh my god. That's so bacony and steaky tasting. And that's done. Alright, so we're ready for the dough here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of just a little bit of flour. We're going to get enough out to cover the board here. We're going to get the dough out here. Looks like it grew a wee bit anyway, so that's good. We didn't kill the yeast all the way. It says you need to knead it for 30 seconds or so. I think we're going to go a little more than that, just to mix it up a little better. I don't know, but it smells fantastic. And I know you can't really tell because of my colored lights, but it is like a off-white. And this is white. You know, so it's got some good herbs and spices and stuff in there. So we gotta put a little bit too much flour out there. So now's the time where we're thinking about how many of these we're gonna actually want to make. And you know, I want to make as many as possible, just because these are going to be good leftovers, I'm sure. So I don't know, maybe 4, maybe 6. I'm not sure. So let's cut it into fourths and see what that looks like. And that looks alright, I guess. And now what I want to do is I want to make these round, because I'm actually going to end up making these into some sort of a ball, like a bao bun sort of thing, but filled with the meat substance that's over there. So I want to stretch it as much as I can, really. Like I said, this is all new to me, so what I plan to do see if you can't squish these out a little bit more. So that's about as good as it's gonna get right there. So now the plan is to stuff these with cheese and meat. But first, need to get the pan ready. And for the pan, we're just gonna use some olive oil. Spread that around. Get a good coating of oil on there. Switch places. So I want these to be pretty cheesy, so I'm going to add 2 slices of cheese, and this is just cheap Walmart American cheese. So like I said, I want it to be cheesy because this is a cheeseburger. Where's the key to this door? Here it is. So we got our mixture here, our burger, bacon, and spices with a little bit of A1 in it, and I can smell the A1 in it. It smells really good. So we're just gonna spoon feed these into here, like so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab it. We're gonna make like a taco out of it. First, we're gonna pinch it. Make sure all the meat gets on the inside in there. Want it all to stay in there, so we're gonna pinch it. I'll pinch it towards the middle here. Into a little bun. You don't want the hamburger on top of it, but that's about what we're going for right there. We just want to make sure the bottom is all pinched together and rolled together really well. Kind of turn it in on itself a little bit. And there we got a little cheeseburger bun, little cheeseburger puff. So we got this guy ready to go here in the oven. The oven's preheating, so we're gonna spray it down with some butter. And then we're gonna hit it with just a little bit of Italian style Parmesan cheese. Just to bake into the bread a little bit. And seriously, bacon cheeseburger puff, bro. So those are gonna be, you know, probably about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, 10 minutes in the oven here. Once they're done, I'll get right back to you guys and let you check them out. So as you can see, it's about the size of a cheeseburger. It's golden brown.
Smells really, really fresh bready. As you can see, the bottom is nice and brown. It's all nice and brown. Let's rip it open to see what it looks like. Oh yeah, nice and smoky. All the goodness and cheesy goodness inside. Like I said, it smells like really fresh Italian bread, so it's probably going to be amazing. I'm going to set half of it down, and we're going to give it a shot. So like I said earlier, throwing that A1 in there with it makes it taste actually like a grilled cheeseburger, like you had actually had it on the grill and cooked it on the grill. It just gives it, you know, a little bit more depth than regular meat that you would just cook in your skillet, you know what I mean? And adding the bacon in there and cooking it in some bacon grease was really good. And you know, this is just what I had in the van. So, I mean, the possibilities for this thing are pretty endless when it comes to that. You know, like I said, if I had some green peppers and some onions, I'd have thrown that in there with it, cooked it with it. You know, adding you know, some tomato in there, maybe some you know, fire roasted tomatoes or something like that in there would have been really good. Also, a good dipping sauce with this would have been really good too. Some kind of burger sauce, but I don't have anything to make burger sauce or anything like that. So, but man, you know, just for making something on the fly and wanting to challenge myself, this was a challenge to do, just because, you know, you gotta wait 2 hours for the bread to rise. You know, you don't know if and you don't know if the you know, it's gonna work out or it's gonna taste bad, especially with these cheap pre-mixed bags. But you know, it's just bread, so I mean, how bad could it be? And it turned out to be phenomenal Italian cheese bread. So, but I'm definitely going to be revisiting this in the future, just because how easy it is and how awesome it is. You know what I mean? A little bun with some cheeseburger on the inside of it there. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I mean, you could do this with strombolis, like make strombolis in this. You could, you know, just make like a barbecue cheeseburger kind of thing in there too. There's endless possibilities. A sloppy Joe would go really good in this, you know. And I didn't have any sloppy Joe mix, or I probably would have just regularly defaulted right to that. Pushing yourself and stepping outside the box sometimes is fun to do, especially when you're living in a van, and you know, things are harder anyways when you live in the van, especially cooking things. Having all the things that you need handy to cook things. So, and this is true to form. This is basically how I cook a lot of the times too. You know, like I'll have like bits of this and bits of that in the van here, and I'll just think of something crazy that sounds good, just to give it a shot, just to try it and see how it turns out. And let me know what you use to cook your bacon cheeseburger puffs, and I'll catch you guys on the next adventure.